Right now, President Joe Biden is poring over the details of arguably the most important speech in his decade-long political career. His chief of staff acknowledged it to Politico. He said, quote, "States of the Union are big moments. You could argue that this is a particularly big moment. And I think there's no one better at handling high stakes than President Biden." How big is it, you ask? Well, while ratings for the State of the Union recently are far from all-time highs, even at something under 30 million viewers, that's 6 times what, say, The Bachelor gets, 5 times more than the hit show Chicago Fire. So to state the obvious, you want to get it right. Our next guest knows that all too well. A former senior speechwriter for the president who says, quote, "When you're writing for Joe Biden, you're a session musician for a band that has already released 20 albums. Jeff Nussbaum joins me now. True that. First of all, very good quote. I want you to take me inside the White House right now. You know what that's like. They've been very open. They've been tweaking this speech every minute of every day. What's it like inside that room right now?
Sure. Well, before I answer that, the viewership statistics you showed are actually dictate a lot of this, which is this is one of the rare opportunities a president has to speak to people who aren't necessarily like all your viewers. They're not paying attention every day. They're not paying attention all the time. And so while in the previous panel you said, one of your panelists said, it's about looking forward. Absolutely it is, but it's also about drawing a thread through everything that President Biden has done, from his earliest time in the Senate to why he ran for president in the first place, to his accomplishments as president, through this moment and forward. So I agree that it's a look forward, but it's a chance to tie everything together for people who have not paid attention to to the minutiae of legislation.
So let me extrapolate from what you're saying. Is what they're looking at thematically, how do we use every moment, or at least many of the moments of this, to say, I'm the guy with the experience who can handle a chaotic world?
It's absolutely part of that. And it's also part of tying who Joe Biden has always been. And this gets to your question a little bit about the speech process. Who he has always been is a guy who says, look, we need to build this economy from the middle out, bottom up. And so here's a chance to say, this is what this means now. This is what it means going forward. And this is what all of these policies that you heard in terms of millions and billions and, investments, what they mean in your life, right? A huge $1 trillion infrastructure bill doesn't mean anything, but 46,000 projects getting started right now, and name some of those communities, that means something. And so a lot of this, and this again gets to this question where what's happening in the White House right now? Well, at this point, hopefully they're breathing easy, going over some last rehearsals. They've been very public about that the president spent some time at Camp David going over the speech, except for a couple small pieces, it's pretty well locked. But the process itself is one in which the president will ask, what story are we telling? And the story we're telling here is a story about how we're building this economy, how we're protecting democracy, how we're protecting people's freedoms, both at home and abroad.
You sound like someone who's been asked that question before. Yeah. Well, can I go back to the TV ratings for a minute? Because I find them fascinating. Back when I started covering politics, that was it, right? So you get 51 million people, obviously, after 9/11. It's different now because a lot of the people you want to reach, as you say, the non-traditional viewers and people who aren't paying attention, young people, right? So this is the first time the White House is going to live stream this on Instagram. Obviously, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those places that viral moments end up, maybe all that some people see of a speech. How important does that become?
That's really one of the things that's new in this political universe. I taught a class at University of Delaware last year, and I asked after the last State of the Union, how did my students watch it? And more than half saw it on some form of social media or streaming or digital. Nothing against this network, but you're right. They are seeing moments, not a whole. And as you construct the State of the Union, you want it to be a whole. It is a complete story. But you also need to be really aware of what are the moments that are going to be consumed by different audiences. So, for example, student debt relief. So, for example, being the first president to stand on a UAW picket line, right? There are specific audiences for whom those specific moments will resonate very powerfully. And so I think you will see a lot of powerful moments that resonate with groups, significant groups, but you will also see those individual moments wrapped into a larger story about what it's all about.
I'm sure you loved your time writing speeches for Joe Biden, but how low is your blood pressure comparatively to where it would be if you were in that room right now?
Well, it was a joy and an honor. He's really an amazing guy, but I will say I probably slept better last night than I had in years past.
And nobody would blame you for that. Jeff Nusbaum, it's good to have you. You were here last year, here this year. We appreciate it. See you next year.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.